Tom, the topic just won't die. I've thrown fire at it. I've thrown giants and dragons at it. I've even thrown the hound at it.
Fucking die!
Oh, what have we done? I suppose it's because we've only ever talked about the low-tier scrubs who might, if they're extremely lucky, beat the mountain if he ties one hand behind his back and fights with a wooden sword instead of a real one. But who can beat this bastard? And I mean really beat this bastard fair and square. Today's video is addressing just that and bringing you the 8 fighters who you, our watchers, told us we could absolutely trust with our life in a trial by combat with the mountain. And who's more trustworthy than total strangers on the internet? Let's not dick around, Tom. These fighters certainly won't, and dive straight in. At number 8, it's Joffrey Baratheon. The apple certainly doesn't fall far from the tree when it comes to Joffrey, and it stands to reason the son of the greatest swordsman in the land would be equally, if not more talented with a blade than his father.
But we never see Joffrey fight.
And why do you think that is? Because he's king and no one wants to suffer the penalty for regicide? No! Joffrey does actually fight Robb in the books in a friendly spar, and Joffrey hands Robb's ass to him so bad that literally everyone else in the story shits their pants if he so much as puts his hand on the handle of his sword. Mountain? What mountain? All I see is a slight incline for Joffrey. At number 7 we have Howland Reed with a shotgun. I mean, if we're being honest, the shotgun is overkill. This is Howland frigging Reed, the guy who actually defeated the legendary jester playing goodnight Arthur Dane in single combat. Ned even says so himself in private, despite hogging credit for it in public. He's lucky he's Reed's friend. If Reed can defeat the finest jester knight and the most average swordsman in the kingdom with a Ponzi dagger and some crappy poison darts against Dane's magic lightsaber sword, then against the mountain, with a shotgun or even without the shotgun, I foresee a one-hit KO for Reed. At number 6, it's a rather obscure Thrones character, and that is Sir 20 of the House Goodman. We never get a chance to see or hear much of this guy in the books or show, so not many fans know of him, apart from the fact the Goodmans are one of the most loyal vassals to House Bolton, who accept the call no matter how daunting the task, and facing the menace himself is about as daunting a task as you can be given. But Sir 20's feats speak for themselves. I mean, this guy single-handedly soloed the entirety of Stannis' army, and did so much damage with his fire magic that not even the Manus, the goddamn Manus, could salvage the situation. Enough said, I think. For number 5, it's Carl fucking Tanner, Scourge of Gin Alley. Now, we all know Jon Snow is basically Westeros' answer to Jesus Christ, and according to many fans, is the greatest fighter ever. And this guy tooled him with nothing but a couple of puny dinner knives against Jon's Valyrian steel lightsaber sword, while pissed off his face, and only ended up losing because, let's be honest, dirty, rotten cheating on Jon's part. If this guy can beat Jon, he must be hands down the greatest fighter in the history of Thrones and even other franchises. Seriously, Sauron, Voldemort, Vader, Palpatine, even Thanos with the Infinity Gems better watch their step around the Tan Man, let alone that pipsqueak called Gregor Clegane. Our number 4 pick, it's Hot Pie. OP doesn't even cut it when describing this guy. The Mountain actually had a chance to test himself against Hot Pie during the Baker's stay at Harrenhal. Hot Pie even dared him to try it with his icy cold stare, and the Mountain, like the little bitch he is, wisely opted to pass on the offer, knowing full well that even when starved and restrained, Hot Pie, the bold Baker of Harrenhal, would have crushed the Mountain into mincemeat and baked him into one of his pies. I see Hot Pie taking this 10 times out of 10. Prove me wrong, guys. I fucking dare you. Our number 3 pick is Daenerys Targaryen, first of her name, breaker of chains, and mother of dragons. Now, this one is kind of on us, as we always say fighters pick their weapons. And Drogon is 7 hells of a weapon. I somehow can't see Gregor standing up to Dragonfire, even if his armor was 100 times thicker than normal. And even if Dany's throat is sore that day from shouting at Tyrion, and she can't say Dracarys, I still think Drogon could have a solid chance of biting Gregor's head off when he goes for a swing of that puny sword of his. Destroyer of Mountains would have been a great title to add to the list. Such a shame they never fought. At number 2, it's Heath Ledger's character from A Knight's Tale if he stumbled through a dimensional transporter. I have very little memory of this movie, unfortunately, so I'm just going to have to take their word for it, and in all honesty, this spot is just a chance for us to shout out our good friends over at Our Hilts Hurt. They do funny podcasts about Thrones and talk nearly as much bollocks as me and Tom do. Nearly. Go check them out if you like content that doesn't take itself too seriously and fancy a laugh. And finally, we've reached the #1 spot. Who managed to beat out Joffrey the Brave, Howland the Honourable, Goodman the Great, Tan the Man, Hot Pie the Bold, Danny the Dangerous, and Heath Ledger? Why, it's the one, the only, Sir Pounce. So apparently this ferocious kitten went toe-to-toe with Balerion and won. And without doing any further reading, I'm just going to assume that it's this Balerion that is being referenced and look into this no further. The mountain's armor and sword clearly has nothing on this kitty's claws. If the most dangerous dragon to have ever inhabited Westeros can't take one of this knightly feline's 9 lives, then the mountain has no chance. And of course, if you're not watching this video on the day it's dropped, maybe check the date if you're just a wee bit confused. This video also doubles as a thank you to everyone who makes the comments fun to read through. Those of you who make funny jokes, and those of you who offer your insight. You guys make it worthwhile sifting through, well, people on the internet. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and thanks for all the support this past year. Have a good one.